Hello and welcome to the poll list for, what is it, March 20th, 2013, presented by Longboxradio.com. I am Lee, this is Trevyn. Trevyn, of course, not a big comic book reader.
Not anymore.
And everyone who joins me
Back in
on
my
these
heyday.
poll lists don't usually, so it's all good. This week from DC Comics we have a new book. John Constantine's getting his own book in the DC, the New 52 universe, and it's called Constantine. Big stretch, guys. It's from Jeff Lemire, and what's cool about that is he's a good writer. He's one of the few good ones left over at DC, which is, Ray Fox is on the art and whatnot. I read the preview for this, and I didn't dig it, but I like Constantine, and I like Jeff Lemire, so I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to give it at least the first issue, and I had no idea this was coming out. I know at some point in the podcast, Mike Haynes probably told us that one of the books that was being canceled was being replaced by this, but all the same, I had completely forgotten. So here it is, and of course, I believe it was Vertigo or Wildstorm. Vertigo's, this is terrible, but Hellblazer was like the Constantine series, and that went like 300 issues or so. I think they actually gave that one the axe to bring him into the main universe. So that's what happened there. So that's where Constantine.
Welcome, Constantine.
Hellblazer was badass. Like they didn't really. There was no rating.
No,
on that book. They kind of went.
punches.
They kind of went all over the place. So I hope this book, can be as dark as that was for fans of John Constantine. Or of the movie. Justice League, this is number 18. Recruited by the Grid. We have Cyborg on the front there. From Jeff Johns. Jesus Saz or Jesus Saz. Jesus Says on art there. I believe this is we're peeling out of the Aquaman storyline now. I don't know. It's such a mess for like their main book. Like you want to read. What's really cool, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, is the side story, which hopefully eventually will bleed into the main book. But there's like a Shazam, Captain Marvel, Black Adam side story in the back with some excellent art, and the story is actually great. Which I would honestly, I'm picking this book up for those at this point. But check it out. It's Justice League. It's their flagship books. I'll pick it up, whatever. Supergirl. Yeah. So this is I think we're finally coming to the end of the Hell on Earth storyline. If not, we're already out of it. What happened basically is another Kryptonian came back, convinced Supergirl that there's a way they could jump into the DeLorean, go back in time, save Krypton. That old story. He was creepy looking too. He's kind of wafy.
Trustworthy guy.
Not like he had glowing red eyes, which is always the
covered in black flames.
Amongst the top 5 trustworthy traits someone could have is glowing red eyes.
Snaggle teeth.
Yeah. Long black hair and just a weird, cold demeanor. But Supergirl, here she is. She's getting very thin. I don't know if this is a conscious decision.
I'm worrying about her.
But she had a little meat on her bones when she crash landed on Earth. Now you can see her rib cage.
Like a concave rib? Oh wow, Jesus!
And that's how she looks too. Like everything about her has gotten smaller. I mean everything. Even look at her arms. She's got a skeleton. I don't know. Like recently, that's how she's been being drawn. So I don't know.
Weird.
Who knows? Who knows, really?
Who knows?
So anyways, that's Supergirl, a book that honestly, it's not the greatest, but I pick up because I like the character. This is like the one book that I pick up because, I like Supergirl. We'll see what happens. Saga, Brian K. Vaughan, Fiona Staples, of course, amazing book. This is number 11 already. You've heard me praise this book before. It's kind of got a little something for everybody. Story of star-crossed lovers from different sides of warring nations, but they're on different planets, and there's a robot prince with a TV for a head, and all this kind of cool stuff. So, moving on to Marvel, we have Avengers. This is number 8. I'm a little behind on this book from Jonathan Hickman, of course. Been a super cool book, as has New Avengers, which is also in here. But yeah, there'll be a free code actually for this at the end of the podcast. At the end of whatever this is, this video. Take a look for it. Daredevil, number 24. I'm an issue behind this. Mark Waid's Daredevil, though, of course. Always a good read. It's won so many awards. Daredevil's kind of gotten his due. He's got some really cool stories behind him now, and I think he
was really out of favor.
I think they overdid it. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Overshot.
Because Daredevil was always like, solid B, C character, Then you had, Frank Miller, did what he did with Daredevil, and then Bendis and Malieve did what they did with Daredevil, and you're like, man, Daredevil now. He's like respected. He's this cool character, and it's like, no, wait, we're not done.
Then he's saving the world. And
It kind of got a little too big for his britches, I felt. But Shadowland happened, which was a Daredevil-centric event. So, New Avengers here. Really cool story from Jonathan Hickman. Basically, what you have is the Illuminati. Do you familiar with the Marvel Illuminati?
I think so.
Consists of Reed Richards, Tony Stark, Doctor Strange is in there. Namor is in it. Professor Xavier.
I was actually thinking of the shit from DC, the owls.
No. That's
Ministry of Owls.
The Court of the Owls.
Yeah.
No, this is basically the main players in the Marvel Universe, the most important men, let's say.
Okay.
They and they are men because this was written back in the day. They basically when the Infinity Gauntlet was a thing, they're like, let's all take a jewel of this damn thing and hide it amongst ourselves and not tell anybody.
Fair enough.
About it. Just amongst them. They know where these... They all keep their own jewel.
Because, I mean, remember what happened when Doom got a hold of 2 of them.
Yeah, because even allies and stuff can't be trusted. You don't know, right? So it's like, let's keep it amongst us. We're all not going to tell each other where we hide these jewels.
Yeah.
We'll put them into the far corners
Who
of the
knows
earth.
who's a Skrull?
Yeah, exactly. You never know. So what happens in this book is the Black Panther, T'Challa, he was not so cool about the idea of keeping secrets from the other heroes and whatnot. Okay. So he was out. He was like, this is some Illuminati shit. And he was out. But suddenly something happens where these universes are crashing together. Suddenly he sees some shiz, and he's like, "We gotta figure out what to do." Because basically, if you think of universes on like a straight line, and you know those things you have like expensive offices where like the balls are going like pendulum, this. Yeah. Okay, so basically what happens is these Earths are crashing into each other, and either this Earth erases this Earth or they meld together.
Okay.
Either outcome is not something we want.
That's how it works.
Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah. We don't want this to happen on our Earth. So Black Panther goes to the Illuminati. They're going to get the Infinity Gauntlet together, and Captain America's been brought in on this. And they're like, "Well, we're going to put this gauntlet together. Who's the most just of us to take it?" And Captain America's like, "Well, it's Captain America, obviously, Steve Rogers, you know." So he puts this thing on. The Earth's coming. You can see it coming. It's in the sky. And
3 days remaining.
And he pushes. They're like, push the Earth back, Cap. And he pushes it back a little bit. Doesn't destroy the Earth. Pushes it back a little bit, and then destroys the gauntlet. Because you have the Infinity Gauntlet. You can do whatever you want.
Did he mean to destroy the Infinity Gauntlet? Why?
He's like, this is too much power for any of us. And so there's
you had to give it to the most just guy.
So they're sitting there, and Captain America's like, listen, I can't kill a whole nother Earth. None of us can make that decision. And Reed Richards is like, I would destroy that to save my family.
It's either kill them or we die.
Yeah. So Cap's like, come on, I'm not alone on this, right? We're all heroes. Like, this is, I had to destroy that gauntlet, and they're just like,
you're off the team.
Tony Stark gives the sign to Doctor Strange, mind wipes him.
Oh shit!
That's right. That's the way Haynes described it to me before I had read it on the podcast. Mind wipe?
Do you mean memory or everything?
He memory wipes everything about the Illuminati which has been like the last couple of years. He's known about it in the Infinity Gauntlet. He mind wipes everything they're going on without Cap because he messed up. Now they don't have an Infinity Gauntlet.
He has no concept of greater good. He's off the team.
What's cool about the Infinity Gauntlet too is it only functions in its own universe. So whenever you traipse into other universes or Earths and whatnot,
you can't overpower
it doesn't work. It's nothing. It's not powerful.
Man, you gotta get Doom on the Illuminati.
He's.
That dude's fucking justified in everything he does. I mean, a lot of it involves, fucking up America a little bit, but...
Well, justified how? Because, I mean, like, a lot of his shtick is, like, recently, he found, like, Wanda Maximoff, right? He found the Scarlet Witch, and then tricked her into, like, marrying him so he could, like, get her powers or something.
Okay.
I mean... But what was he going to use those powers for?
He's not going to use them to blow up the Earth or anything.
I think he's over his mom at this point. Like, he's not going to be like, I'll make mom again.
He's probably going to stop.
It would make that noise. When you resurrect mom,
yeah.
You know it. Superior Spider-Man. Here we have Dan Slott bringing us the Superior Spider-Man. Of course, this is Otto Octavius in the body of Peter Parker going around being Spider-Man.
Yeah, that happened.
And he is an asshole.
How's he doing it? How's he doing?
He's doing good as like someone who's stopping crime when really he has no stake in it. When you consider he's Otto Octavius.
Yeah.
He found recently that he's not... Peter Parker never finished his degree in school. Peter Parker never got his doctorate. And Otto Octavius is like... if I'm going to live in this body, you're going back to school, buddy. So he goes back to school and he's like... All these chicks are hitting on him and stuff, and he's...
Sweet. That's pretty fun. Good times for Otto.
It's good. The 4 and 5 were better than the first 3 issues. If you read the first few of Superior Spider-Man, you're like, man... This is not what I was expecting. 4 and 5 were exactly what I was expecting out of that book.
I think it's interesting because, it's like, what are you going to do with Dr. Octopus?
4 and 5
he's got extra metal arms. So then you got this going on. It's like,
you had too much at first. Like, this is kind of dialing it back. It's clearly Otto Octavius speaking through Peter Parker. Like, it's okay now. It's better.
Dr. Otto Parker.
He hasn't done that one yet. That's a little too sitcom-y, I think. Anyways, Ultimate Comics, the all-new Spider-Man. This is number 21, the Venom War. Of course, we have what looks like Gwen Stacy there and Miles Morales on the cover. digital copy in there, as there were quite a few of actually. So look for a bunch of free books at the end of this video. Oh, sorry, the podcast again. Size ratios. Miles Morales is really big on this cover. That's the first thing I noticed. He's met Gwen, and Gwen's a lot older than he is, and Gwen is therefore taller. Plus, girls have that weird growth spurt around the fourth grade.
They hit puberty a little earlier.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, I don't know, that doesn't make sense. But all the same, Ultimate Spider-Man's been a good book. It's the only Ultimate book I'm staying on. There was an Ultimate Iron Man run, there was the Ultimates, which is the Avengers team, and then there was Ultimate X-Men, which is very good from Brian Wood. So if you like a little different take on the X-Men, if you like the X-Men being like this race that's almost extinct and they're fighting for survival and everybody's bigoted against them, which is like old school X-Men.
Yeah.
It's very much that. Brian Wood's an excellent writer. So that is the pull list for this week. Look for all those free comics. What was it? It was Ultimate Spider-Man, Superior Spider-Man, New Avengers. Daredevil doesn't have one, but Avengers does. That's 4 books for free at the end of this thing. That's you might just take them.
Okay.
I mean, you'd have to download them first. Then these vultures, they're just waiting for these things. Anyway, that's the podcast this week. We're going to try video for this week. It's been a long week. We're trying to get a podcast done this weekend. Apparently, I'm going to a hockey game, so that might not happen. But that is the pull list, and at very least, we will see you next week. We've gone way long on this.